Huh, I'm recording now. There we go. Treasure did do this. You'll be able to immediately tell the instant I get into the meat of the game that this is by Treasure. So this is him. He's creating Astro. Now, this is a product of Treasure's mid-00s. They had a brief period of time where they decided to get really experimental with their stories, which is wonderful. It resulted in, I think, some of the best storytelling they've ever done, namely this and Gunstar Superheroes. So if I can get that far, where you can see the cool stuff at the walk left and right, something special. Dashing is, yes, you're invincible while dashing, so basically you need to use it all the time. Use your jets to fly to high areas. There we go. But yeah, so this game does some really incredible things with the story, as befitting, you know, as befitting Tezuka. Yeah, try to get the highest score that you can. It gets recorded. Finger laser is alright. Like, I don't use it that often. Please. Although all the moves in this game are pretty useful, which is an evolution of something found in Silhouette Mirage, where the main character has like a billion moves, but none of them are useful at all. So this is a refinement of that. Kicking is very useful. Watch this. Down and B is kick, and it sends enemies flying away from you into other enemies, which damage them. So it's very useful. The objection laser. Gunstar Superheroes is pretty badass, but what a lot of people didn't do is that in order to experience the full scope of the game, you have to play it 3 times. Or 4 times. You play it once as blue, and then you play it 3 times as red on easy, normal, and hard. All of blue's difficulties have the same story, but all of red's difficulties have different stories, and they kind of build an overlap across each other. So, for example, like, on easy mode, it's basically the story from regular Gunstar Heroes, but medium, there are a couple different differences in it, and then hard mode is just a completely different beast, and it's really bizarre. So... Whoa, sorry. Sorry, Doctor. I didn't even notice. Machine gun is very, very useful. I tend to use it a lot because it stuns enemies. EX dash is not really that useful. So this is one of the most important parts of the game. This is called the Omega Factor, also known as his soul. Every time you meet a person, and you come to understand them, then you get to add their power to your own. So, for example, we can add, I know this, I usually go for life. Although, it helps, and I've played this game a few times, so I'll be able to tell what's coming up next, and I'll be able to do what is hopefully optimum. Be they good or bad, whoever they may be, when your Omega Factor is filled up, your soul will strengthen. Its capacity is greater than any human's. True words never been spoken. Almost every Tezuka character is in this game. If you're a Tezuka fan, I am a huge Tezuka fan. Also, yeah, they're called the 7 Horses. I see that as very clever. Yeah, this is basically Tezuka character porn for people who really like Tezuka, the star system, because almost every character in his star system is in this game. Yeah, okay, whatever, okay. That's Watto. She's nice. Oh no, she got kidnapped. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, DC, you know what it is. Is that not the coolest intro to a stage ever? Okay. you want to basically destroy everything in a stage. Because there are always secrets to find. Do you notice those blues from her? Also, to turn the game down a little bit, if you got look in the background, if you guys are familiar with treasure games, you'll know that in their Genesis games they put a lot of secret messages in the background, which is exactly what this is. It's basically the descendant to things like Gunstar Gum and Buy New Treasure Game. Also, just showing us some power for you. Okay, you see the super up there where it says Super 29? That's how many times I can use my special powers. I can use them a lot on this round because I'm on easy, but if I were on normal, I could only use them about, like, I think 30 times or something, and if I were on hard mode, it's only, like, 10 times? I don't remember. It might be 9 and 3 for all I know. Normal max is at 9, hard is 3, thank you. Easy is incredibly broken, but really the game needs to be. It's difficult. I'm getting hit a lot, but I really don't care because there's a hard up at the end of this area. I think the only difference between the 3 modes is how many supers you get, to be honest. It's a really lazy way of doing difficulty. See what's going on right here. This is a very fun little area. We want to kill this thing. Okay, watch this. Look everywhere in this game. Alejo is from the anime. He's one of Astro's classmates. I think he's also from the manga. Astro has like 4 or 5 or 6 classmates, and they all like help him out at some point. He is very cute. He is adorable. I guess I'll level up Punch. I'll go for Punch, then Jets, then Sensor, I think. Because eventually you want to start leveling up Sensor. At least for stage 2, it'll actually tell you, oh, I better level up my Sensor because I can't see Jack in here. I forget exactly, like, when Sensor is useful, because it's not useful all that often, but it definitely helps if you want to find extra characters. And remember, the more characters you find, the stronger you get. So. Gia states, very, very similar to Gunstar. Astro can buff, which is something that I really wish you could do. Very in the Mega Man tradition. No, I don't want to max a laser. That's not... Yeah, the tiny enemies are the worst. To be honest, Treasure is great at making bosses, but their enemies are really awful a lot of the time. So... But yeah, really, I should be using dash more, because if you use dash... Not bad dash, I mean like normal dash. Normal dash, you can literally zip straight to enemies. Which it becomes a life-saving tactic later on. Like, they fully intend for you to abuse that. This game does get crowded with enemies, it gets very crowded. The GameCube controller is okay for this. It's not the best. Look, see, it's these guys. All of these characters are taken from the first episode of the anime. I don't know how far in production the anime was when they did this, but it's got a lot of characters in it, so I think it was like either halfway done something. game is very big and very immersive. And to be honest, I'm doing this partly because I'm in a really big Osamu Tezuka mood lately. I started rereading Blackjack, and then I started rewatching Astro Boy, and then now I want to watch Metropolis again, and now I started watching Moonlight Express. So it just goes on and on with me, and I'm really hoping I can get some of it out of my system by playing this game. Yeah, you can easily play this without knowing any Astro Boy. It's just, you know, an extra layer of enjoyment if you do. Metropolis is great. You truly are a special robot. Look at the cutie! Look at what a good baby he is! Oh, Magnemite. There's another boss. I love how self-aware he is. Watto is really nice. Yeah. Okay, laser. The bad guy? Yeah, pretty much all the bad guys in Metropolis are part of the Star System. Rock is, Duke Red is. I was really happy for some reason because I was like thinking of Duke Red, and I was like, oh, I'm really glad he's not a villain in this. I really like it when he's a good guy. And I couldn't remember what I was thinking of. It might have been Metropolis, but he was kind of a bad guy in Metropolis. Yeah, wow, the supers make this game really broken. They really do. You want to avoid doing that. You just want to hit him at this point. There we go. He's not very difficult. Having a hard time with Magnemite? Looks like you need to evolve, sister. Atlas. Atlas is a dickhole. Atlas is in the anime. Oh, by the way, because I'm playing this game for you, it's going to totally spoil the anime, I think. I know it diverges from the plot later on. This is basically a really, really well done alternate universe fanfic.